Hello, my name is Judith and I welcome you to Cordial Couture. For those of you for whom it's the first time that you're on my channel, in the fall of last fall I decided to purchase the Lutterloh system kit, this kit here, the 2023 kit, and when I made my first garment I had the idea to launch a YouTube channel because I wanted to share with others my Lutterloh experience because I don't find that there's a lot of examples on YouTube of the garments you make with Lutterloh. I'm an intermediate sewist. I do this on my spare time. So I'm going to learn, and I thought I'd just share with you the different garments that I would make. You'll see the ones I made successfully, those that I made mistakes, and we'll learn as we go along. But that's the purpose of my channel for the moment. And in today's video, before Christmas I received as a gift this woolen fabric, acrylic woolen fabric, and I decided to make a straight skirt out of it. So I searched through my Lutterloh system kit, and I have two supplements, classic supplements, 5 and something else. And I couldn't find a straight skirt that had the slit in the back. And that's what I was looking for. I didn't want the slit in the front. There's a lot of skirts with the slits in the front. That's not what I was going for. So I said, okay, maybe I have to do what we call a pattern hack. So then I kept looking at my patterns, and I found this dress 201, this one here. And it has a straight skirt, and in the back there's a slit. So the thought that I had was I'm going to trace the pattern from the waist all the way down. That'll be my skirt, and I'll start from that to make my skirt. So that's what today's project is. I'm going to share with you the pattern. We're going to analyze the details like I always do, and then I'm going to show you the garment construction. I did film as I made the garment, but I had a technical issue. My sound didn't come through, so I don't have any vocal recording. So what I'm going to have to do today is show you the finished garment inside out, and then show you the different steps that I took to make the skirt. And then after that I'll show you the finished garment. So I will change the camera angle and we'll be right back. So here you have pattern 201. So it's a dress and you've got the amount of fabric for the dress. But what I did, as I said, is I was only making the skirt, so I only traced the pattern from the waist going down. We see that the skirt ends a bit below the knee, and since there's no front slit, we assume there's a slit in the back. So I'm going to turn this over, and this is the 201 pattern. So I'm just going to make this a bit bigger here. And what we're interested in is here A is the front, and we see here there's a dashed line. So if we remember that a dashed line means that we're going to place the pattern piece on the fold of the fabric, which means that in front there's no middle seam, it's all one piece. I also did not do the pocket, I just did a simple skirt with, these are the hips, and then we have darts on either side on the front. And on the back here, it's pretty similar from the waist. This dotted line is always the waist. Because it's a dress, there's a long zipper. So for the skirt, I'm going to put a small zipper. We have side darts, we have darts on either side, sorry. This is the hip, and then we have a seam here. So these are two separate seams. This is not a dashed line, it's a solid line. So you're going to cut these out twice, and then you're going to sew a seam in the middle, and this is the back pleat. So I'm going to show you my garment and how I constructed it. Okay, so this is the skirt inside out, and the first thing I did for the skirt was both for the front piece is I sewed my front darts, the two front darts, and then on the back I sewed the two back darts. Then I watched my video on the back pleats, and the first thing I had to do after that was to overlock all my side seams, both for the front and the back pieces. So I had the two back pieces and the two front pieces. I overlocked them. That was the next step. And then I worked on my back seam. So I'm just going to show you my back seam here. Once you have your everything overlocked, this piece here, you have two things that stick out here for your pleats. You fold over the seam allowance like this, and then you sew it. So all the way from the bottom to the angle here, you're going to fold that in and sew both in place. That's the first step. And I have a video that explains all this that I'll put in the link below. So once you fold over your seam allowances on the slits, the next step is to go from where you're going to put your zipper, and you're going to sew all the way down, and you have your angle here, and sew at an angle like this to the end. And you have your two flaps that are sewn together at this point. And then after that, you cut to the stitch line so that your flap becomes free. And once your flap is free, you're going to see that you have to sew along the bottom flap. So that's explained in the video. Once that's done, then I put in a zipper, a regular zipper that I had. It's not an invisible zipper. And so I sew that in. After that, I tried it on, and it was too wide at the waist, and I had a bit of puffing here on in the stomach. And the reason for that is because, with hindsight, this is a dress, and if you look at it, she's wearing a belt. So there's a lot of ease here, right? It's not like a skirt that's fitted to go to your waist. I should have probably cut it in or did more darts. So in order to do that, I'll turn it around, but you'll see I did a second dart on the front that I folded over. So what I did then, after fixing my darts, is I put in a facing here. And I just did understitching. I didn't put any interfacing here because it is a thick fabric, and I have not cut my seam allowance because I want to wear it a bit more to see if it's wearable without a lining and just a slip. And if it is, I'll cut the seam allowance and finish it off. If it's not really wearable, then I'll take off my seam allowance, my facing, sorry, with my full seam allowance, and then I'll just do a lining, which is a replica of the skirt just sewn the other way around. So just turn this around so you see what I mean by my pleats, my front pleats. Here are the front darts, and I just took the fabric and I folded it over just to line it up here, and I sewed from here to here. So I have a little bit of a pleat. It's almost like a Scottish kilt here. So I'm going to throw this on, show it to you, and we'll be back. So there's my skirt. I'm satisfied with the result. With hindsight, I think that I should have taken into account the fact that it's a dress and it's not as tight around the waist, and I should have made adjustments for that with my pattern. I also think I was a bit lazy in taking my measurements. I think I took my measurements over my clothes, so in the next pattern, I'll take my proper measurements, and I'll probably have a better fit. So the next project is my first pair of pants. It's going to be sort of a draft pair of pants that I'm going to make with printed fabric. So I invite you to watch that video. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscription button. So have a great day or a great evening wherever you are. Thank you.